All right, folks, we are off and running the OpenSuperBike class. Going into the first turn. So we're in the OpenSuperBike. We're on the first lap. Oleg out front. Peter DeGraaf second. As they go into turn 8, it's Oleg Piotrek out front. Peter DeGraaf second. They're all over each other. DeGraaf making the pass on Oleg, going up into the attitudes. As you come into the last turn of the first race, Oleg out front, DeGraaf in second. Our onboard camera on the KTM RC8. First lap's in the books. Oleg Piotrek out front, Peter DeGraaf second, Bradshaw third, Schurston fourth, Kevin Dolan fifth, Eric Grimm sixth, Trent Owens seventh, Damian Olsen 8th, Ryan Brand 9th, Sherbrooke Men 10th, Eric Posniaks 11th. Still out front, Oleg Piotrek, Peter DeGraaf in second, Bradshaw third, Jesse Schurston fourth, Kevin Dolan fifth, Eric Grimm sixth, seventh, Trent Olsen, eighth, Damian Olsen, ninth, Ryan Brand, 10th, Sherbrooke Men, and 11th, Eric Posniaks. Still out front as we shoot him into the last turn here. Oleg out front, gapping Peter DeGraaf. Third's going to be Bradshaw. Fourth, Schurston. Fifth, Dolan. Sixth, Grimm. Our onboard is Grimm on the RC8 as they shoot down the front straightaway here at Miller Motorsports Park. Great shot from our onboard camera as they drop into the first turn. Still out front, Oleg as we shoot him into the last turn here before they release into the front stretch. Second, Peter DeGraaf. Third, Bradshaw. Fourth, Schurston. Fifth, Dolan. Sixth, Grimm. Oleg, who has been king of the mountain the past 2 years. Gapping DeGraaf. DeGraaf, a Canadian, coming down and showing the world what he's got. He's been an AMA pro racer the last 2 years. As we switch to our onboard cameras, they come out of the release and jam down the first turn. Damian Olsen overtakes Grimm as they come down the front stretch. Oleg still out front as we go to our fourth lap. Oleg's fastest lap of the day so far is a 135.13. DeGraff is at 136.02. Bradshaw at 136.5. Schurston at 142.0. If you're watching our onboard camera, this race for the Open Superbike, it is on a KTM RC8. Folks not familiar with the RC8, it is a big twin. There's going to be a little bit more vibration when it comes to the big twin. But as we can see, great onboard action as they jam out and head up toward the Attitudes. Oleg still out front. Gap DeGraff by a turn. Oleg still out front. DeGraff second. Bradshaw third. Fourth, Schurston. Fifth, Dolan. Sixth, Damian Olsen. Seventh, Eric Graham on the KTM RC8. As we switch to the onboard camera, the RC8 trying to fight his way back into position as they head through the release and down the front stretch. Graham trying to hold strong, being chased down by Ryan Brand, and Ryan Brand overtakes Eric Grimm. Graham moving backwards, Brand moving forwards. Oleg still out front, gapping DeGraff. DeGraff is fairly close on pace, only off by 0.8 of a second off of Oleg. But still, the gap that Oleg has pulled out may be too much for DeGraff to overtake to get this race in the books. As we shoot on board again with Graham, who's overtaken Brand again. Brand chasing him down as they go through the Attitudes. Got a little bit of fuzziness as they come blasting up toward the Tooele turn. Oleg still out front. DeGraff chasing him down. Oleg drops 1/10 of a second on that last lap, and DeGraff matches, dropping 0.4 of a second. Don't think it's enough, as Oleg has a firm gap on DeGraff. As we come into the onboard camera, Brandon Graham fighting it out. Graham in front of Brand, trying to stay out front. Brand did overtake him on the straightaway as they come out of release. We'll see if Brand can track him down again on the inline four, chasing that twin as they go into the first turn. Not going to happen. Graham's going to stay in front of Brand as they drop into the first turn. Your running order still out front. Oleg Pionik, number 57. Peter DeGraff, number 79, the Canadian. Rocking it out, trying to trace Oleg down. Third, Michael Bradshaw. Fourth, Jesse Schurston. Fifth, Ryan Brand. Sixth, Kevin Dolan. Seventh, Damian Olsen. Eighth, Eric Grimm. Ninth, Trent Owens. 10th, Sherwick Min. And 11th, Eric Posniaks. It appears Posniaks is out, as we only show him turning 3 laps. We're on lap 6 here of the Open Superbike class. We've got one more class up before we head to lunch. As we switch back on the onboards, they come out of that last turn over there. They call it ecstasy and agony. Oleg's still out front. As they drop into the Attitudes, we're on board with the RC8. We're back out front as we see Oleg blast by DeGraff again, trying to chase him down. Holy smokes. Oleg takes a full second off his lap time, now turning a 134.6. DeGraff hanging tight at 136.7, consistent, but he's going to need more if he's going to chase Oleg down. When we switch back to our onboard, That RC8, you can hear it rumbling in the background, trying to stay in front best he can. Ryan Brand made a pass, now up into 4th place, passing Bradshaw, dropping Bradshaw to 5th. We're on lap 7 here. Coming up on the final lap, Oleg still out front, Peter DeGraff 2nd, Bradshaw now moved to 4th as Brand is moved up into 3rd. As we see Oleg come into the clubhouse and wind-up turn. DeGraff has gained some ground on Oleg. Oleg did have more than 2 turns on him earlier in the race. DeGraff is chasing down, even though Oleg is turning some great times out there. Oleg crosses the line. His last lap time moves up to 1:37. Peter DeGraff, we now know why he has closed that gap. DeGraff drops to his best lap of the day, 1:35.7. Bradshaw back to 3rd, Brandon 4th, Damian Olsen 5th, Jesse Schurston in 6th, 7th Kevin Dolan here in the Open Superbike class as we switch back to the onboard of that Austrian awesome machine, the KTM RC8, as we see him come out of release and head down the front stretch for what will be the last lap. So, that last lap turned into the last lap. As they come across the line, your winner, Oleg Pjanic. Sorry, Oleg, if we're butchering your name. We'll try to get it better next time. Peter DeGraff 2nd, the Canadian, with his best lap of the day, a 1:35.6. 3rd, Michael Bradshaw. 4th, Ryan Brand, Utah Sport Bike Association board member. 5th, Damian Olsen. 6th, Jesse Schurston. 7th, Kevin Dolan. 8th, Eric Grimm. 9th, Trent Owens. 10th, Sherwood McMahon. And rounding out the field, Eric Postnieks.